What if you have been working towards something for years, only to realize that you don't want it anymore? We need to talk. Welcome on my couch. You may have noticed that I've been feeling a little lost in life. And honestly, I can't remember the last time that I didn't. I actually have two very distinct memories where two of my teachers told me the same thing. You seem to be floating around. You have to decide what you want to do with your life or you'll get nowhere. On both occasions that led to quite the mental breakdown, but I didn't end up putting my mind to something. I got it together only for it to fall apart again. I feel like my life has been one continuous sequence of successful bad decisions. Once I put my mind to something, I can and I will make it happen. And that's how I ended up with the life I have right now. A really nice life. Quite successful when you look at it from the outside. But on the inside, I feel equally as lost as 10 years ago when my high school teacher told me I would get nowhere in life. But why is it that we feel so lost? The way we live our lives is a breeding ground for feeling lost. There are things in life that help us feel grounded, that give us purpose, and that make life feel meaningful to us. But we don't put those things front and center in our lives. It will probably not come as a big surprise to you that one of the biggest issues is our work culture. Work takes up the majority of our time, but it's mainly where most of our energy gets invested. We don't have any energy left to spend on the things that we're passionate about. And passion is exactly one of those things that helps us feel grounded. That is, of course, fantastic if you are passionate about the job that you do. But for many of us, that is unfortunately not the case. A lot of our jobs are actually quite meaningless, or at least they feel that way. Only a fraction of us actually have a direct impact on people, and even fewer see direct results of the work and the effort that they put in. You don't have to be saving lives, teaching the future generation, or inventing the next big thing in order for your job to be meaningful. But grinding away at your desk for hours only to fill the pockets of corporate greed is not really a thing that many of us are passionate about. But work is not the only offender. Your own behavior might be as well. Almost every productivity or self-help book, or even I in the past, will tell you that you need a routine. Like it's the secret to success. And routines are great for small things and small habits. But living the same life day in, day out is a recipe for a bore-out. We need new experiences to challenge our brains, to feel like we are alive. Have you ever experienced that rush of feeling alive and having a brain full of ideas once you arrive at your holiday destination or once you get back home? That is exactly what I'm talking about. Well, you don't need to go away all the time and spend a shitload of money. It can be enough to just switch your daily routine up just a little bit. Sign up for new classes, try to meet new people, or even going to a different coffee shop than you normally go to can spur new ideas or creativity. The last offender might be the biggest of them all, and it's following shoulds. It's living your life in the way that you think you should be living it. Whether it is to please your parents or try to recreate that life that you see on social media because you believe that it should make you happy, it will never feel authentic to you. You will be living somebody else's life. And of course, you then feel stuck. So how do we get out of this? I'm not gonna pretend like I have all the answers. I really struggle with finding my footing in life. But I have been through this multiple times, so I have some tips and advice to give to you. One of the lessons that I have learned is to just accept it. The longer you fight the feeling of being stuck in your life, the more unhappy and stuck you will feel. And I say like it's easy to just accept it. It's absolutely not. Like, I personally struggle with this quite a lot as well. It takes me quite some time before I am able to accept it. I feel like I should just be able to stick with it. I should be able to not get bored in my job or my life in general. I just want to be normal for once. But then I have to remind myself that I am normal and that there's a lot of people like me who struggle to find that one thing in life that they want to do. So what if I stop forcing myself? What if you stop forcing yourself to stick with something for a lifetime? What if you just let it be? Let life develop along the way. What if you follow the passions and ideas that come up along the way? Maybe one will stick eventually, or maybe none of them ever will. But at least I will know that I lived a life that is authentic to me. Remind yourself that we make bad decisions all the time. And you are still totally fine because you make a right decision once in a while. And that's enough. However, I do want to acknowledge that once you start getting your life together more and more, it becomes a whole lot harder to change it. It's a bit like a fantasy league. Once you've put your team together, you can only change like 1 or 2 players at a time. Otherwise, you get punished. It's like once you get older and you get more responsibilities, you cannot just go and uproot your whole life once you get stuck in your own mind. You've got to slowly step from one way of living into the next. You gotta build something while breaking down the other. That is where I immensely struggle with the doubling up of the efforts. The patience that it requires, they're not my strong suit at all, unfortunately. I want more free time, a career that allows me to live on my own pace. But in order to do that, I now need to sacrifice my free time to create that life that I want. And that contradiction keeps me so stuck. So where do I go from here, or where do you go from here? Use the passion and the energy that you feel for that new thing that you want to do. While it is still new and exciting and you get all that dopamine of that new thing that you want to build, it will be a lot easier to put in that effort. So create a plan, a realistic plan with that effort in how you are going to change your life. And this time I actually decided to play the long game. I figured out what I'm doing next. I feel like it might stick a little better than everything that I've been trying in the past, but I'm not gonna tell you yet because who knows, I might change my mind again. But because I'm highly motivated to create that change right now, it's a lot easier to work on it after I've done my other work, because it actually gives me energy instead of it taking away energy from my life. Once that momentum and energy runs out, that is where I will have to make a decision. That is where I will have to start either doubling up my efforts or dropping things from the life that I currently have. And if that new idea is no longer worth me doing that, then that might mean that it's not for me. In the end, I'm just building up a skill set. You will be building up a skill set with every new idea or business adventure or career that you chase. As long as you have a stable financial line and you don't just quit your job in order to go do something else without thinking it through, you will be absolutely fine. So join the club of people who can't make up their minds, and let's keep on building our dream life, because putting in the effort is always better than letting regrets catch up with you.